Hi everybody, welcome back to part 2. This is the greeting card that I made. It's a Mother's Day card, and I'm using files from the Cutting Cafe. If you saw part 1, you saw me use the Ranger Tim Holtz Distress inks and the alcohol ink blending tool and the Copic markers to color the ribbon, the flowers, and here's the blending tool again. And what I'm doing is I'm taking a standard 8.5 by 5.5 folded card. So this is an 8.5 by 11 sheet folded in half. And I'm just running around the edge of the card with the distress ink just to give a little bit of color to the edge to tie it all together. And this is going to kind of speed up and overlap a little bit. Now these two pieces are just plain blue cardstock, and what I have done is run them through the Cuttlebug embossing folder, and I think that this folder was called Birds and Vines. You might be able to see that a little bit better on the actual photograph of the card. Now here's my my flower pot, and this once again is part of the Cutting Cafe cut files. Here's the ribbon that I colored with the Copics, and I had kind of futzed with making it into a bow, but I decided to do a knot instead. So this is what you see happening here. This is kind of a quick and easy way to do a knot and actually not use a ton of ribbon. So it's going to go like that. I put some tape adhesive on the back side of the ribbon, and this is like score tape, so it's really easy to tear, and a really strong adhesive, so once you stick it down you're sort of committed to where it's going to go. So I'm just going to move my knot over a little bit to the side, and I tuck that around the side, and now I'm going to use pop dots, and I always use the void areas of the pop dots after I've popped out the actual circle. They're the exact same dimension as the actual die cut circles or squares, and there's no reason to not use those. Saves the landfill and saves you some pennies, so definitely use those. So I'm going to fix the rim of the flower pot, embellished with the ribbon there. And if I had to do this again, I would probably do this step after I affixed the green part. But I made this video as I was actually creating the card. So I futzed with this a little bit, just trying to figure out where I wanted the green part to go. But finally made my choice, and I used pop dots to fix that as well to the blue pieces, and trimmed out the ribbon. Now I'm just kind of pre-placing where I want the flowers to go. Those first two flowers were actually a different brand than the Prima, and I have to say that they're made out of some sort of synthetic fabric. They're called Celebrate It. They're part of the wedding line at Michael's, and they definitely do not take the Copic marker ink as well, but it just makes a much more muted flower. But I wanted some background there, and they were really inexpensive in comparison to the Primas, so they're just kind of good filler flowers. And there go the Prima flowers, and like I mentioned before, I colored them with the Copics, and I used my nasturtiums there as the inspiration. Part of the cut file you get are the sentiments, and there's a variety of sentiments that you can choose from. So I just printed them out same size, and this little punch is a Fisker's punch, a little tag, and I picked this up from Tuesday Morning really inexpensively, so I thought I would give it a try and use it. And so I pre-punched a little bit just to see how it would fit, and I opted to make it work as opposed to printing yet another sheet of cardstock. So you're going to see me do that. I'm also going to ink it so that it matches and coordinates with the rest of the colors of the cards. So there's my card again, and I went for the blue distress ink. I think it's called Broken China, but I had a little bit of another color on that sponge or cotton piece, so it really actually turned in more of a green color, which worked out well for me. So I'm just cutting out that little piece, and I'm going to go in very carefully with my punch, and I know that I'm going to clip a little bit of the lettering. Sorry about that you're not seeing it line up, but that's what I'm doing there. I'm using that Fisker's punch, and there's the void area, and that's how it looked like when it trimmed out. So I just used some more pop dots to affix that into the bouquet of flowers. So you can see the finished card there. I decided actually to trim it off a little bit, and I was working on a sentiment for the inside of my cards. This little stamp is one of my favorites from Hero Arts. It says, thinking of you on this special day. So there's the card, but I actually decided to do something a little bit different, and you'll see that in the next picture. I peeled up the blue piece, trimmed it, and then I am affixing more of that really heavy-duty score tape. So when it sticks to the card base again, it's actually going to be smaller. So I think that this works for me a little bit better than my original design, but I wanted to leave those video pictures in there for you. So there goes the tape. And I kind of had a quandary here. Should I make the pot square to the paper or the blue paper square to the card? So I decided that I just needed to get over the perfectionist piece and call it good. So here's my card. I was going to peel it up, but it didn't work out. Like I said, the score tape is a commitment. So here's my card, and as I mentioned, the cut file, which are the sentiments, the flower pot, the green piece, which I used for leaves, and there are also a whole bunch of paper flowers that you can cut out, are from the Cutting Cafe. And then here I am, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment on the inside. You don't have to put a sentiment on the inside, and a lot of people actually don't, but it works well for me to do that because I just think for me it makes it a finished card when I give it to somebody. So there's my card, and I ended up stamping the sentiment with the brown ink from, it's a chalk ink, and I think you'll be seeing that in the pictures in just a few seconds here. There you go. And that's a really nice ink. It's used a lot by other people who do videos, and as I mentioned earlier, that's a Hero Art stamp. These chalk inks, especially this one, are really, really juicy, so you don't have to ink up very much at all in comparison to the distress inks that are really, I would say, not so juicy of an ink. So there's the inside of the card, and I'm actually just kind of blowing it a little bit to kind of dry it, and that's the finished card. So once again, files from the Cutting Cafe, Prima flowers, Copics, distress inks, and there it is. So thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave a comment or question, and please subscribe to my blog at paperologist.blogspot.com and visit the Cutting Cafe. The cut files are really cute and very reasonably priced. Have a great day.